Hello guys, welcome to Clarity for Sure, and I welcome you all to the daily current affairs session of Clarity for Sure. And today we will be discussing the part 3 of August. So let's start. So the first question is, consider the following statements regarding green hydrogen. So first statement says National Green Hydrogen Mission 2023 has an outlay of 18,744 crore. Statement B says the green hydrogen production is 5 million metric tons annual production by 2030. And green hydrogen, statement C says green hydrogen is produced through the electrolysis of water using renewable energy. So which of these given statements are correct? So answer to this question would be option number B. That is, both the statements B and C are correct. Now let us see why statement A is incorrect. So why green hydrogen is in news, you see that there has been a joint report by FICCI and Ernst& Young, which emphasizes that India could capture about 10% of the global green hydrogen market by overcoming the cost and infrastructure barrier, aligning with its net zero emissions. Now, this we know this mission about National Green Hydrogen Mission, which came in 2023. The outlay for this is 19,744 and not 18,744. Therefore, statement A is wrong. The target is to go for production of 5 million metric tons of annual production by 2030, which would require 125 renewable energy capacity. So there are some pilot projects which are being taken up under National Green Hydrogen Mission. So for that, 208 crore has been allocated. And what is green hydrogen? It is produced through the electrolysis of water using renewable energy, zero emission fuel with application in steel fertilizers, mobility, and shipping. So that means we can use this green hydrogen in sectors like steel fertilizer, mobility, and shipping. And what is the aim of this green hydrogen? It is to decarbonize and net zero targets. Okay, let's move to next question. Consider the following statements about the fortified rice scheme and identify the incorrect ones. So, statement A says the standards for fortified rice is set up by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. The scheme covers universal supply of fortified rice under all the government schemes till December 2028. And statement C says that the outlay of the scheme is approximately 15,000 crore with 100% central funding. So, which of these statements is incorrect that you have to identify? So answer to this question is option number C, which is A and C. Now, is statement A and why is statement C wrong? We'll just see in the discussion. So fortified rice scheme. The cabinet in August 2025, they've approved the universal supply of fortified rice under all the government schemes till December 2028. So that was the statement B. So that means statement B is incorrect. What is the outlay? It is 17,082 crore, not 15,000, which was mentioned in the question. So therefore, state that statement, that is statement number C, is incorrect. So the outlay is 17,082 crore, which is 100% central funding. Now, this fortified rice scheme, when was it launched? So pilot launched in 2019 and it was nationally rolled out in 2022 for universal coverage. Under which ministry is this particular scheme applicable? It is under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. And the standards for fortified rice is framed by FSSAI and not the Ministry of Agriculture. So therefore statement A is also incorrect. Now, when we talk about this universal supply of fortified rice, so which are the schemes that, or which are the initiatives which will be receiving this fortified rice? Number one is the public distribution system, that is fortified rice via ration shops. Then PM Poshan, that is earlier it was known as the midday meal schemes, wherein school children will be provided with fortified rice. ICDS, that is Integrated Child Development System for women and children under the nutrition program of ICDS, and also for certain special nutrition schemes like wheat-based nutrition program, scheme for adolescent girls, all these things. Under all these schemes, fortified rice would be supplied, right? Let's move to question number 3 then. Recently, Bayer has introduced uh, Camillus as for Indian vegetable farmers. So, what is this calamus? Okay. So, whether it's an insecticide for chewing and sucking pest, whether it's a storage chemical to enhance shelf life, or whether it's a hormone to induce early flowering, Whether it's used for vernalization of cold crops, none of the above. So answer to this question is option number A, insecticide for chewing and sucking pest. Let's see about the news. So Bayer has introduced Calamus, okay, which is a dual action insecticide specifically targeting the chewing and sucking pest in the horticultural crops. So, what are the target crops? That is tomato, brinjal, chili, cabbage, okra, and other premium vegetables. And what they are going to do, how this calamus is going to act is that there is a dual action function, that is both through roots and leaves. It would stop the pest from feeding quickly, and also it would provide long lasting protection. What are the benefits? Now, since there is long lasting protection and also dual action through roots and leaves, so it will reduce the frequent spray cycles and lower input cost, compatible with integrated farm pest management. It minimizes harm to beneficial insects, and also it will enhance the leaf penetration for consistent performance even in adverse weather. Okay, so that is about the camelus. Moving to the next question, that under next gen GST reform, which of the following tax slab is applicable for merit and essential item? So answer to this question is option number C, that is 5. Sometimes you might get confused that since it is merit and essential items, the GST will be 0, but no, it's 5%. So let us talk about this GST revamp. Okay, so GST revamp, what is it? It's a complete restructuring of the GST framework. Current replaces the current multi-slab system into two slab regime, which is 5% and 18%, and then there is a special 40% rate for the select crops. Now, this two slabs, 5% and 8%, is applicable for what? Okay, so 5% is applicable for merit goods and essential items, 18% is applicable for standard goods and items, whereas जो 40% rate है, so this is applicable for 7 items. What are the 7 items? That is tobacco, alcohol, pan masala, online betting, etc. And what are the slab adjustment? You can see 99% of the current 12% slabs will be moved to 5%, whereas close to 90% of the current 28 slab will be moved to the 18%. And there is also a zero date, that it is continued exemption for essential food items, wherein there is a zero rate. Okay, and sectoral consideration, that labor intensive exports will retain their present rates, like diamond, they will retain their present rates. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following organization has released the State of Food Security and Nutrition in the World 2025 report? Whether it's Niti Aayog, whether it's WHO, whether it's FAO, whether it's OECD or UNESCO. So answer to this question is option number C, that is FAO. The State of the Food Security and Nutrition Report, who releases it? It is released by United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, that is UNFAO. Now, when we talk about India's progress in this food security and nutrition, that our undernourishment in India, the undernourishment has reduced from 13% to 12% for the year 2022 to 2024, which means that 30 million people are what, less hungry, right? So then if you see compared to the global picture, so currently global undernourishment is 8.2 percentage, okay, 8.2 percentage in 2025. What are the causes of hunger in India? Let's discuss. Number one is obviously the poverty and inequality. Okay. Number two is the agricultural challenges. Number three is high food prices. Number four is the weak infrastructure, which results in huge losses in post harvest losses, right? And number five is a climate change and conflict. Number six is health and sanitation. So, in this way, you can, if it is asked in the descriptive, you can mention these points as the causes of hunger in India. All right. So, that's all for today. I hope this session was helpful for you. We'll meet again next time. Thank you.